goes in like to the seashore and she's like riding up on that horse.
On that random
it's so,
water spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Today we're going to talk about the movie Frozen 2. Because I'm a grown man and I can talk about animated movies seriously.
With passion.
Yeah, so Frozen number 1, also like major spoilers. We're going to say everything that we liked and didn't like about the movie, so yeah.
Proceed with caution.
Yes. Frozen 1, how'd you feel about that movie?
I really liked Frozen 1. I think it's like one of the best Disney movies I've seen, like modern Disney movies that I've seen in a long time. I like that it had lots of twists and turns, and the music was like phenomenal, so like catchy and you could sing it. A lot of Disney songs I feel like are not that way, like I don't want to listen to it all the time.
Right.
Because they're also very specific to the plot a lot of times, but this one felt very like, it's about everything. Anytime you want to listen to it.
Anything, you can let it go.
Yeah, you can let it go.
Yeah.
And like you can resonate really well with it. So, and they all weren't love songs too, like, so it felt like everyone can kind of relate to this, no matter if you're in love or not.
Yes.
So
I agree. I loved Frozen 1. I thought every Disney movie has this like princess love story idea where like these beautiful people fall in love with each other. And usually the only reason they love each other is like because they're beautiful or something.
Or because they just happen to meet and they like, who else is around?
Yeah. I think that's a really flimsy foundation for love. And so I love how in Frozen 1, the beautiful people that fell in love with each other actually, like, it didn't work out. The guy was a villain. He was awful.
Manipulator.
He was terrible, which is true a lot of times. And in fact, a much more substantive definition of love was given. This idea of love is sacrifice. Love is doing for someone else what is good for them, not just doing what pleases yourself.
Right, it's about family too. Like I like the familial love. I love stories about family. So
sisters.
Like it really like resonate. Like I like the movie Brave because it's a Disney movie about family.
Yeah.
And so it's like I just like family stories.
I do too.
I have a sister, so it really was like, oh my gosh, would I do this for my sister? I'd like to think I would, but you never know what you do.
Would you turn summer into winter for your sister?
Yes, I probably do all the time when she's like happy and I'm not happy. I'm just like, ugh.
Yes. Okay, so that's Frozen 1. I think the music was fun. It was very catchy. I agree with that. All right, now Frozen. Oh wait, what would you give score? For Frozen 1? What would you score it as?
I want to say like 9 out of 10. I only have a few little like nitpicks about it, but I think I really, really liked it. It's probably 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would say 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10.
So
it's way up there on my list, and I'm really harsh on all things.
Yes.
Okay, so Frozen 2.
Yes.
How do you feel about Frozen 2?
I liked it better. I think people are like, it's not as good as the first one, but I think it was better in terms of songs, in terms of storyline. I feel like the songs were a lot more mature, so maybe they're not as catchy, but they like, something about them really resonates with me, and I like something comes over when I listen to them, like I cannot control myself. Like,
yes, they're very emotional.
Yes. And so I think it's also something like, I don't really like emotional songs, but these are like so powerful for some reason.
Yeah.
And then it has a lot more like romance between Kristoff and Anna, and so I really, really like that because I love like romantic stuff. And so that was a lot more compelling to me than the first one was just about like Elsa's journey and stuff like that.
Sure.
Which this one is still about Elsa's journey, but it just felt like the romance was a nice offset to just being about Elsa the whole time.
Yeah, it felt like the movie had grown up in that there were multiple threads.
Yes.
The
last one just felt about Elsa because it was about Elsa leaving and then Anna finding Elsa, and then Elsa saving her. But this one's about like all of their journeys.
Yeah, I would say if you like the music in Frozen 2, you will love the movie because there's an enormous amount of music. It's a little bit more like cinematic and almost like Broadway instead of pop.
Yeah.
And so I did not like it as much, but that was kind of a subjective thing. If you like the music, you're going to love this movie.
That's true.
What I did think was hilarious is it Olaf?
Yeah.
Olaf the Snowman, and the team, the animators that sort of did his like physical animation and the voice acting, all of it was just a home run. Over and over and over again, laughed out loud at
every line.
Yeah, he was really funny. Now, I thought there were a couple really powerful things.
Yeah.
One of them is this idea that love is not fragile.
So
love is not a fragile thing. This is one of the lines right at the very end of the movie. You know, and Kristoff and Anna, you know, they're assuming you've enjoyed the development of their relationship in the first movie,
yes,
basically.
Of course.
And so because of that, like, you get this idea that their love is not fragile. And I think that's really important. Like, love is worth fighting for.
So sweet.
Love is worth, like, pushing through hard times. It's like, it's worth, you know, working for, even when not everything just falls into place.
Yeah,
so that, I think, was really strong. What else did you like?
I mean, I liked everything. I can't find a bad part about their relationship in this, because I feel like it's very true to life. Like, you have these moments where you're like, this is what I want, this is what we're going after. There's all these timing issues, and then there's this big moment where you're like, you have to decide, like, okay, is this person really worth it, or is this, I just need to move on? And I thought his song Lost in the Woods was also, like, I'm not joking, one of the most romantic songs I've ever heard.
Interesting.
I think every girl, what would you not give to, like, hear a guy say, like, you're my true north, you're my path? Like, that just feels like very strong. It's very beautiful. And so
It's very, very desperate, very impassioned, very...
Yes. Don't you want, like, especially guys who are don't let their guard down a lot. And, like, he says, like, you should let your guard down. Or Sven says, but, you know, it's really Kristoff the whole time. It's like, which is kind of
I'm not entirely sure. When your backing choir is reindeer, it's hard to know what is true and what is drug-induced. But,
well, oh my goodness.
No, I don't know.
But, yeah, I feel like also Kristoff makes all these choices that really always support Anna, no matter what, even if she's a little bit crazy, because she is. And he never tries to just, like, take anything away from her, take her moments, take her power. When she's, like, literally about to be trampled by giants, he swoops and saves her, and he doesn't say, like, I got this. He says, I'm here, what do you need? And I feel like that's just, like, one of the most powerful moments for me that I realized, like, wow, I really like Kristoff.
Yeah.
Where can I get one?
Yeah, so to talk about this moment, she's in danger. He comes riding in on a reindeer, you know, classic movie scene where the guy comes riding in on a reindeer. Happens all the time. And then he sort of swoops in and he says, I'm here. What do you need? What do you know, what you kind of expect him to say is, I'm here, you know, I'm going to save you.
Yeah,
Let me tell you. Yeah, I got this. I'm here. I got this. And so that's frustrating when guys do that.
If I had $1 for every time a guy came onto the scene of, like, a project or a problem I'm having, who's like, I got this, and just tried to do it for me, I would probably have a lot more dollars than I have now, honestly. And that makes me really frustrated, because, like, I don't want someone to just take over for me. I want you to just give me a little boost, give me a little help. It's not like, and probably I'm going to get to it, I'm going to get to figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I think the eternal struggle for women and men is knowing how to balance, how to help each other out without taking over, or if someone needs you to take over, when you know how to do that. But I felt like very seen right in that moment.
Yeah, I think
most women will. If you see it, you're like, man, I wish someone would say that to me. I wish, instead of saying, I got it covered, you can go, saying, let's do this together.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I think if guys are always pretending, like, if guys in movies are pretending that guys in real life, like, always have it together and always know how to, like, I got this. That's dumb, because guys in real life, just like girls in real life, are complex, and they mess things up, and they need help, and they have strengths, and they have weaknesses. Like, it's true of guys and it's true of girls, and so it's kind of annoying if you're sort of imagining that movies portray, you know, the hero, the guy is, like, always doing that. But I see it from a different perspective. I guess when I'm watching movies, I'm always looking for the rescuer. I'm looking for, is there a character that's going to sort of be this reminder of the Savior? Like, they're going to sort of point my attention to Jesus. And so I think if somebody sweeps in and says, let me save you, like, that's very much the way the true story of the gospel works. Like, we are in need, and we don't just need a boost. Jesus doesn't come to us and say, I'm here, what do you need?
He says, I'm here, this is what you need.
That's right, I am what you need, I am all that you need. You know, like, and so there's something powerful about the gospel, sort of, when you see it in a story, and so I guess I don't mind that, but then again, like, if you're seeing those moments, you're like, oh, this is always true of guys. Like guys have it all together. Well, that's stupid. Guys don't have it all together. Yeah. It's not true at all. One other thing, I think that I would say it's my big gripe with the movie, and it's kind of this, this. I think empowering women is fabulous. I think it's great, but I feel like the movie hinges on this big idea that you can be your own savior.
Yeah.
Like the superpower, the fifth spirit,
it's in you the whole time.
Yeah, Elsa
didn't see that coming.
She is the fifth spirit, and she is her own savior, and I just think this is really, really attractive. I love it if somebody says,
you're all you need, like you can do this.
That's right. You've got it in you. You've got it in you. And positive self-talk that says do what you've practiced, do the right, that's okay, but the truth of the gospel is that you don't have the good in you, that Jesus came to you and to me in our brokenness. So I'm a little nervous about the whole, you can be your own savior.
Right.
But I will say, I love the idea. In the movie, they had this line they said several times, do the next right thing.
Yes, I think my dad has said that to me a lot. Yeah. And I was like, yes, people need to hear that,
That's right. Sometimes things are foggy. Sometimes you don't know everything you need to do, but you can do the next right thing. Yes. I think that's really powerful. And then the story sort of hinges on this, this one evil deed back in their history. And so there's a bravery when they finally decide to tell the truth.
Yeah, basically. I think that's a big part. The truth will set you free.
Yeah.
I immediately picked up on that.
Yeah.
Especially when Elsa essentially dies for the truth. She goes to this truth river,
Yeah.
And the song says if you go too far, you will drown. You will probably die. And so she does. She dies for the truth, and then it brings her back to life. And I think that's something really beautiful. Yeah. I think it's also something about the savior thing. She dies to save everyone, and then is brought back to life. So that's also kind of a weird pointing to Jesus moment.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that's also what I think of when I see it. It's someone who dies and is brought back to life.
This idea that love is sacrifice, and you sacrifice yourself in order to save many.
Yes.
Yeah, that points to Jesus. I think the truth setting people free is great.
I love that.
I think do the next right thing. So many things. For me, I would say the plot didn't hold together quite as well, and there were a lot of vague...
Too much magic covering up stuff.
Yeah,
that was just you could have
magic covered up plot holes, and so for me, I would give this one a 6 out of 10.
Ooh.
But it's just the way I feel. What about you? What would you give it?
I don't want to be crazy. I think it's probably an 8 or a 9 still, because it really was so compelling to me. Just a lot more compelling than the first one, actually, because I think it's just all they just leveled up. A lot more mature, a lot more I guess on my level. A grown woman who's loving animated movies, but I think you know what I'm saying, right?
I do, and I think that no matter kind of where you land on this, my favorite thing is to take something as silly as a kids movie and start to pull out these really important themes, and that's really
because they're not just kids movies. The people who make these movies know adults are going to go see this.
Yes.
Parents are going to go see it, and so why not? And also kids pick up on this stuff over time. They're going to watch it in 15 years and be like, and so they know what they're doing. So it's always smart to think about even a kids movie. Think about what you're watching.
Yeah. So that's Frozen 2, and let's talk that matters.